Hello, welcome back to another video. I'm live again for the second time in the month of May. Next week is June. I cannot believe it. I am Sadie. I'm a certified self-love and confidence coach. Not only that, but I am a mom of 5, soon to be 6. Okay, just gonna put that out there. Last week, I think it was last week, we got a little bit like reacquainted with the page and everything, and just talked about like where it came from, where it originated from, where we started at, where we at now, and why I was so inspired by moms of multiples. After having my 4th child, I was ready to get on here and get to talking, get to discussing, right? Get to sharing motherhood, sharing motherhood, because it's not the thing about being a mom of multiples is it's tough. It gets tougher, as you build your family, as you grow your family. But I had to come on here and let y'all know, look, nothing is impossible. Nothing is impossible, but we're going to stay on topic. We're going to stay on topic. Let me see. If you haven't already read the title, okay. This is why moms feel guilty choosing themselves. All right. Ignoring the noise and carrying on, honey. Now, before we jump into this topic about why moms feel guilty prioritizing themselves, I have to put a disclaimer out there really quickly. And the disclaimer is this. And I just had this conversation this afternoon with somebody, and it was a real conversation. It was questions that came up and different things like that. But everybody not built for this. Let me just put that out there right now. Everybody not built for this life. Everybody is not built to be a parent, period. Everybody not built to be a mom, and everybody darn sure not built to be a mom of multiple. Being a mother of 5 children, I really see things a lot clearer than what I used to. And I'm very present, very active in my kids' life, very engaged, very hands-on, very involved with my children, and just seeing how much it takes to really raise a decent human, to really raise a well-rounded individual. It makes me think about my childhood a lot, right? This full-time parenting ain't no joke. Everybody can't do it. Let's just be honest. Kids take a lot of energy. They take a lot of patience. They take a lot of work. So if you ever feel guilty, if you ever feel guilty as a mother, prioritizing yourself, or taking a day off, or taking a break, or not getting everything done that you wanted to get done, understand that everybody is not selfless enough to really handle this. So the fact that you feel guilty is more of a positive than a negative. And it really says a lot about your heart and how much you care for people other than yourself. It's easy to take care of yourself. It's easy to worry about yourself. It gets a little more challenging when you add more people to the dynamic. And I hope that I'm making the point that I'm trying to make. And this is why I say you got to ignore all the noise and you got to keep pushing, because people will keep asking you, like, well, how do you do it? Or I don't even know how you do it. Couldn't be me. They say all these negative comments, and they got all this negativity or this limited perspective and mindset and comments that come out as comments. And they don't understand how harmful it could be to somebody. But that's why you got me. That's what I'm here for, is to help you shift, and being a confident, not just a confident mom, but a confident woman, a confident parent. Because what you do, everybody cannot do. They can't do what you do and then still look like you. They can't do what you do and still show up the way that you do. So the fact that you feel guilty when you prioritize yourself, or when you can't do something for your kid that they really want you to do, when you have that mom guilt, just know it's a plus, because everybody don't feel that way. People are very selfish, Okay? They can't even think outside of nobody but themselves half the time. Let alone having 2 kids, 3 kids, 4 kids. That's like way over their head. Like that's literally like way out of their league. Like they mind probably can't even fathom trying to manage that load, right? But that's why I want you to get into your groove, get into your confidence, because they can't do what you do. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta look at it like that. Like, hey, everybody can't do this job, right? But look at you doing it and you thriving, right? So let's get on into it, okay? Now, this video, definitely, if you ever felt guilty for taking a break, even if it's for 10 minutes, if you feel bad for resting, if you feel bad when you spend money on yourself, or just needing some space away from your family, away from your children, away from your spouse, away from your significant other, away from your child's father, away from your child's father family, feeling guilty. All right, we talking about mom guilt and why prioritizing yourself is not selfish and is going to be the best thing that you can ever do. And just to make a point about that spending money part, I got to make a note on that part right there. Let me tell you, how do I want to put this? I want to say it's going to cost you. Whether you do or you don't, spend the money on yourself. It's going to cost you something. If you decide not to spend the money on yourself and you feel guilty about spending money on yourself because you say, hey, I can't afford that right now, or my kid needs shoes, or my kid needs this, my kid needs that, I don't really need this, and not spend it on yourself, you gonna end up paying for it anyways. All right, that might go over your head. I'm gonna explain it in another way. If you don't pay for it through money, you gonna pay through it mentally. You gonna pay for it emotionally. Some way you gonna pay for it. And this is how I feel about family vacations. This is how I feel about vacations. This is how I feel about vacations, right? If you decide you're not gonna spend the money on a vacation. We just went last year, we went to Tennessee for about 5 days, stayed in the cabin, had a hot tub, was in the Smoky Mountains. Oh, I want to go back, right? I'm already planning the next trip. Already like writing that, like, I need this, I need that, I need that, I need that, I need that. And not thinking about the money. This is why. Because you need that, your kids need that, your family need that. If you let money hinder you, if you let money stop you, if you let money tell you what to do and tell you what you can't afford and what you can't do, you once again, you're gonna end up paying for it some way, somehow. Whether that's through burnout, whether that's through irritation, whether that's through resentment, whether that's through regret, you gonna pay for it. So my advice, my take on it, spend the money. The money is monetary. It comes and it goes. It's supposed to flow. Spend the money. Don't feel bad about it. You will get some more money. But if you don't invest in yourself, or invest in like family vacation, or it could be something real small you buy yourself. It could be something as small as some lip gloss or some nail polish, or some hair products, or some body wash, or some soft socks. It could be the smallest things, earrings. It could be something very, very small. Just do it. Just do it. All right. So moving on. All right, moving on. So my point number one, let me see. Where are these comments at? All right. Why moms feel guilty for prioritizing themselves. The number one reason is this. Moms were conditioned to put everyone else's needs above her own. Matter of fact, let me copy, cut, and paste. I'm gonna leave them here in the comments for y'all. Moms were conditioned to put everyone else's needs above their own, above her own. What do you mean by that? You're a selfless person, right? And sometimes it can even go deeper than that. Sometimes it could really be too. That's been your life story. It could be that. It could be you are just have your whole life, even as a young child, teenager, whatever, always having a lot of responsibility, always looking out for everybody, always taking care of the people around you, the people that you love, making sure everybody is good. You used to it. It's almost like autopilot, right? So society praise self-sacrificing moms, okay? So feeling like a good mom means that you always exhausted, you always working, you always on go mode, you always on, you always got something to do, you always doing this, you always doing that. And you feel like that's what it means to be a quote unquote good mom. It's just sometimes it's how women was taught, you know. Sometimes it, like I said, it come down to like your childhood household, or even if you have brothers, maybe you as the daughter or as the girl had to do, you know, the cleaning or the cooking or the this and that because of the gender roles. But somewhere along the way, a lot of moms learn that their worth is connected to how much they give. So if I'm here, I need to be useful. But your worth is not connected to your productivity. Your worth is your worth no matter what you do or don't do. You're not worth less because you do less. You're not worth more because you do more. Your worth is something that's constant, and that's something that has to be worked on. So, got that. Number two. All right. Guilt comes from believing your needs matter less. If you are the backbone of the family, if you are the glue to the puzzle, why do you think your needs matter less than everybody else's needs? You can't ignore your emotional needs. You just can't do it. You can't ignore the time that you need to rest or to rejuvenate, to sleep, to get a clear head, to take a break. You can't ignore those things. You got to really lean into those things. And then feeling selfish, like for resting. Like why you feel guilty because you took a nap. Okay, you drop the kids off at school, you go back home, it's your off day, you take a nap. You literally sleep until it's time for them to get out of school. You feel bad about it because you could have did laundry, or you could have cooked dinner, or you could have did. No, sleep is productive. It's productive. And I had to realize this the other day too. I'm like, I started taking naps, right? And but I had a hard time waking up from these naps. And I'm like, why is it so hard to get back going after these naps? And I realized that's the only time I get uninterrupted sleep. When your kids is with you, even if you sleep, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. Mommy senses. That's what my uncle used to call it. Your mommy senses is still on, even if you sleep. If you hear something, if you smell something, like you getting up and like, oh, is they okay? Is everything okay? What is that? What was that noise? Like your mommy instincts is always rolling. It's always going. And so when the kids is gone and you sleep and there's literally nothing there to like disrupt your sleep, you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised how deep of a sleep you be in. All right. What else? Guilt comes from believing your needs matter less. Um, it's having that unnecessary pressure on yourself. Like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. And also too, it, you know, everybody don't have nannies. Everybody don't have grandparents. Everybody don't have a private chef to come cook or a maid to come do laundry. Most of the time, mama doing it. Mama cooking, mama grocery shopping, mama cleaning, mama washing clothes, folding clothes, putting clothes up. You gotta alleviate some of that pressure, sweetie. You have to delegate. Like if your kids a certain age, look, they could do chores, they could do laundry, and they darn sure can learn if they don't know how to do none of these things. They can learn how to do chores, they can learn how to do dishes, they can load the dishwasher, um, they can help wash, they can help fold clothes, they can help put clothes away, they can help straighten up the house. They can do little things to help you where it's not like hey, you have to put all this unnecessary pressure on yourself to do it all. Kids are they're human beings, they little humans, and they need to learn responsibility. Unless you want to raise some spoiled brats, that's your business, but they can help. Moving on. Number 3, burnout helps nobody. And that's not a good feeling. That's really not a good feeling. Burnout is no joke. And I try to describe this to somebody, a client that I was seeing for a little bit. I was trying to explain burnout to her the best way I could. And the only way I could explain it is it's like when you say, okay, self-care, right? Self-care. Well, I went and got my nails done and I thought that would make me feel better, but it didn't help. Or I took a nap, but when I woke up, I still felt tired. I still had a headache. I've been taking breaks and I've been practicing self-care, but I still don't feel rested or rejuvenated or renewed. You burnt out. You literally burnt out. You emotionally exhausted. You could be carrying resentment. You could be losing yourself in your role. And you could just literally be running on empty, like just nothing left. Because you constantly pour from an empty cup. And eventually everything suffers. Literally. You suffer, your mental health suffer, the house suffer, the kids suffer, everything suffer. Nobody benefits from burnout. Nobody benefits from it. And it's like, you don't want to let yourself get to burnout, right? So like earlier when I was saying, prioritizing your needs, right? Your needs matter. Stop feeling like your needs matter less than everybody else. If anything, your needs matter more than everybody else because everybody is dependent on you and for running things and helping the house and helping everything run smoothly, right? And if you not right, if the head is not there, if the glue is not sticking, then everything fall apart. And so to prevent yourself even from getting to burnout, we need to think about and talk about in the moment, maybe today, maybe today you like, man, I just don't have any energy today. Every day we feel different, especially as women, right? Emotions, all that stuff, cycles, all that stuff, right? And so, one day you be like, man, I'm low on energy. Like, I don't know why I'm so tired, but I'm really tired. Instead of like pushing yourself, like, I got to get this done. I still got to do that. I still got to listen to your body, listen to yourself, especially if you got the opportunity to do it. If your body is saying you exhausted, hey, forget what's on that to-do list. Go lay it down. Be like, look, it's not happening today. Now, if it's going like a week, 2 weeks, and you talking about I ain't got it, something wrong. But if it's like a day or two where you like, I just don't have the capacity, I just don't have the energy, that's fine. Listen to that. Listen to yourself. Listen to your body, and honor what you need in that moment. But if you keep running over yourself and pushing through, grinding, pushing through, that's the society we live in. The go, 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 grind, 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 grind. Then you gonna face burnout. Burnout is gonna slap you dead in the head. And the one thing about burnout is, once you get the burnout, it's literally too late. Because your body, your mind and your body gonna tell you, I told you I needed a break. I told you I needed a pause. I told you I needed a nap. I told you I needed a reset. And your body is gonna make you, like literally make you. Whether that's through like something physical, where it's like you can't go to work or you can't get out of bed because you're in pain, or your back, or something start acting up, and your body will literally sit you down to be like, I told you I needed a break. Moving on. Number 4. Let me see. I'm going to go through why moms feel guilty. 1, 2, 3, and lack of self-awareness. Let's put that. What do you mean by that, Sadie? It means that your kids is always watching you. People are always watching you. And so your kids need to see that you value yourself. Like, it's okay to pause. It's okay to take breaks. Children learn best through seeing. Like, you could talk to kids all you want to and tell them, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. But they literally watch your every move. And that's really how they learn. So you really have to be an example. Like, you literally have to set an example, like, to them in real time. When you stressed out, when you burnt out, when you aggravated, when you angry, you literally showing them how to handle life. Literally, you are showing them how to handle situations, how to handle when you angry, how to handle when you tired, how to handle when somebody tick you off. Do you go off? Do you storm off? Do you have a tantrum? Do you cuss? Do you stomp? Because that's all that they watching. And a lot of times moms feel guilty because they not being aware. They're not being self-aware of what's going on, the bigger picture. A lot of times when we are in something or knee deep in something, it's hard to zoom out and kind of see yourself outside of yourself or see the bigger picture, because you in it. It's like when you driving in the car, you on the road. Like your awareness is on the road. Like, you not thinking about like the cars that's on the next street, or like down. It's just like this level of self-awareness. Like, that you really have to practice so that you can be aware of, my kids watching me. I'm teaching them through my actions. You teaching them how to take care of themselves, because eventually they kids now, but they're going to be adults and they're going to have real world life experiences, and they're going to need to know how to navigate and deal with that. Right? So it's teaching your daughters and your sons healthy self-worth, and modeling confidence and modeling boundaries, and, teaching them how to honor themselves. And then the last one, why moms feel guilty about prioritizing themselves, is feeling, I don't know, it's kind of like feeling like if you do, it's almost like what we talked about earlier, like whether you a good mom or a bad mom, whatever. Like we always want to put labels and put stuff in categories, right? So it's like, oh, I'm a good mom, so this is what good moms do. We got this standard and this list of like what it means to be a good mother, right? So it's kind of like, I want to say, let me see why moms feel guilty. Because they don't want to feel like a bad mom. How about that? That's good. They don't want to feel like a bad mom. And that mom trauma is crazy, because if you had like a not so good mom, a lot of times people will do everything that they can to not be like their mom. And it gets so obsessive to the point where they do everything. They hyper focus, like, I'm not gonna be like my mom. I never want to be like my mom. So they just like living in that trauma every single day. And that's just what it looked like for them through their lens. But what are some examples of prioritizing yourself in a healthy way? Resting, going to therapy, or having a coach or a counselor. If you're in need of a coach, you could hit the link in the comments. You can book a session. You could send me a message, a DM. Don't even matter if you just need a listening ear. I'm here. Working out, moving your body, going for a walk, dancing, taking breaks. Sometimes I'll go a streak of cooking, and then I'm like, all right, I'm taking a break. I'm not cooking for the next couple of days. Y'all gonna be eating this, and that. I'm not cooking, right? Taking breaks so you can prevent and eliminate that burnout. Pursuing goals. Your life is not over because you're a mom. Like, life goes on. Like, you were a person before you were a mother. Like, you were an individual. You had goals. You had hobbies. You had stuff that you enjoy doing. You gotta still do those things. All right. I know it'd be hard sometimes to find time, but you can do it. Saying no. Sometimes you a mom of multiple. You don't feel like going over such and such house, or the cookout, or the barbecue, or the whatever. I'm sorry, not gonna be there. Can't go. Or if it's somewhere where it's like no kids allowed, just adults, and you got kids and you don't got a sitter, oh, I'm not gonna be able to make it then, and not feel bad about it. And then also too, most importantly, is asking for support. What I learned is a lot of times we get angry, we feel bad, we feel resentful for people not helping, right? But it's nothing wrong to ask for help too. So it's a two-way street in a sense. So if you need it, ask for it. If you got the people, if you got the village, if you got the community, ask for it. So that's that. And so taking care of yourself isn't taking away from your family or your kids. It's strengthening you and your kids and your family and everything else. All right. So if this video resonated with you, make sure you send it out to somebody. Go subscribe to Moms of Multiple YouTube channel. We'll be over there. And I hope to talk to you soon. Peace.